Welcome to DWBIADDA channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about Azure API management. This is going to be a continuation video for the Azure API management. If you remember, in the previous video we discussed how to create an Azure API management, and we import our first API into the Azure API management. So in this video we will be see how we can protect your API and how you can go and mock your API response, and how you can monitor your API, and how you can able to version your API. So let me go into the portal.azure.com. So I'm here in the portal.azure.com, and this is my first API which I created in the previous video. And if you remember, if I go into the API, I imported conference API from the Microsoft Azure. So if you see that my conference API is already been tested, and I can see an successful 200 response. So if you remember in the previous video, if I go to the get speakers option here, if I go the test option here, and let me go and hit the test this get speakers option here, and if you see that I am getting a 200 response over here, and let me go and scroll down a little bit. So if I go into the header session of this particular response, if I go into the header section of this request, I can see this details over there. What is my backend code is being written, that is an ASP.NET version 4.0, and it is powered by ASP.NET. So this is going to be a security thread. Whoever is going to access your API, they will be, you are exposing what is your backend application is going to be written. So I want to hide this option from the end user who is going to be consume my service. So for that, I am going into the design option here, and I am going to set an outbound processing policies. So here I have an option called a policy editor. So let me go into the policies here. And normally I want to add an outbound. Normally you can go and add an inbound, backend, or an outbound, or in case of error, if you want any policy, you can go and add. So for my case, I want to remove the request header whenever it is sending back to the end user. So I'm going to add this policy in the outbound. So basically, if you go into the insert policy option here, you can see n number of policies over there. You can go and add a cross domain policy, an authentication policy, and an access restriction policy. And if you scroll down, you can see the transformation policy over here, and you can go and set the HTTP header over here. Basically what I am trying to go here is I am going to remove the header name that is powered by an ASP.NET version from here, and I am going to set an action to delete. So let me go and save this policy. So my policy is being saving here. Once the policy is being applied, I can able to see my policies here. Basically I am doing two set operation here, one for the powered by and another for the ASP.NET version. So let me go back into the get speakers option again, and I'm going to test this get speakers option again. So I'm going to send request here, and if I go to the response, I can't able to see that option anymore here. So in that way you can go and modify your response, and if you want to add some authentication or any kind of policies, you can go and add your policies on here. Now we can see how we can go and mock your API. So an ability to mock up the response can be useful for a number of scenarios. When your the API facade is designed first and the backend implementation come later, and then you can do a parallel development. So your API is going to be consumed by some other consumers, but you are doing the backend development is yet to done, but you want to send back some mock response. You can go achieve by the API management. So let's see how we can create a mocking here in the API. So let me go and create a new API for this. So I'm going to click on the add API option here. In this case, I'm going to create a blank API now. So let me name it as a test API, and I'm okay with the test option here, and I'm going to create this API. So it expect the name is it expect an API URL suffix. So let me provide test. And if you see, my test API has been created successfully here. I can see the test 86 API here, and let me go into the API option. And what I'm going to add an operation over here. So I'm going to click an operation here. An operation is nothing but a test method. So let me name it as a test call for this operation. And you can provide some URL to access this resource. So let me provide it as a test, and you can provide some test description. And in the response option, I'm going to add a response. This is going to be my mock response for this request. So let me go and add a response. I'm going to add an HTTP OK response. So if you want, you can provide some description over there, and if you want, if you want to add any headers. So right now I'm okay with the 200 response, so I'm going to save this mock response. If you see, my test call operation is being created successfully. Now I can go and test this test call. So whatever you are going to request, you will be getting a 200 response. So let me here, I have got a 500 internal error. Let me go and check what it is the issue. So for getting a mock response, you need to go and add an inbound policy. So let's go and add an inbound policy here. So for that, I'm going into this test API design view, and I'm going to add an inbound policy here. There is a policy option, and I'm going to add policy. So if you see here, I can go and add a mock response. So it will be going to set the mock policy to return a response based on the defined sample rather than calling the backend service. So let me go and add that mock response. So I will be going to save the 200 OK message to be sent back to the end user. So let me go and save this, and I'm going to test the mock API again. Now I'm going to click the test this API. I'm going to test this using the test option here, and now if you see, this time I'm getting the 200 OK response from my mock response. So now we are able to succeed with getting mocking a response. So now see how we can go and monitor and publish our API. So let me go into the my first API here, my overview page of my first API. And here you have see the lot of options over here in the left side tab. So you can see an analytics, and you can go and monitor your API using an analytics. The analytics give you an overview of about timeline, geography, and what all the geographical area your API is going to be hit, and operation, productions, and users and requests. And you can go and monitor your API using an application insight. When you are creating this API, you can go and enable this application insight that will be helping you to monitor your application. So in the metrics tab, if you go into the metrics tab, you can go and see different metrics option over here for your API based on your developer event hub event, or your capacity, or a size of an event hub. So you can go and see different metrics over here, or you can go and set some alert over here. So alert is to set up an alert route for an unauthorized request. If you want to send an alert to an email, when someone is going to be, an unauthorized person is going to use your API. So if you see that, so you can go and view what all the unauthorized, or you can send an email notification, or a webhook, or invoke an Azure Logic app. And finally, in the activity log here in the overview page, so here is an option called an activity log. You can go and monitor what all the operations it been taken, and what all if you see, there is a token is being generated 3 minutes ago, and then set API policy is been set at around 5 minutes ago, you can go and see all your activities in the activity log. So that's all about this Azure API management. We have discussed about how to protect your API, and we see how to mock your API, and how we can go and monitor your API.